LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I
filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Meantime, also, President Trump, this is fascinating. In the last few hours, I was watching President Trump in the Oval Office, and this was during the swearing in of Mark Wayne Mullen, who is the new Secretary of Homeland Security. And he said that, yes, there are discussions. There are what you would call negotiations. He says that much of the war has been won, that they really have decapitated Iran, so much so that they now do seem to be having at least some people through back channels negotiating, trying to figure out an end to all of this. That's the big deal. And then he also said that there is some sort of a gift that somebody presented him from Iran. And it's not like a birthday gift. He says it's an enormous gift. And it's essentially a huge monetary win for the United States, tied to oil and gas, tied to the Strait of Hormuz. And he also said that it is something that is significant. Maybe it's opening up the waterways, because, of course, Iran has been holding it like a tight fist, not allowing U.S. ships and other ships, only a few of their friends like China and elsewhere, coming through. So what could the big news be? What is the big deal? He says this is a huge gift, and he also says this is proof that indeed somebody in Iran does have some power to negotiate, because they would not be able to do this thing. So he says we got sort of a proof of negotiation, if you will, proof of life, proof of negotiation. He didn't say it's the Ayatollah's son, because there's reports that the Ayatollah's son may be in a coma or maybe 6 feet under. We don't know, like his father. But we do know that indeed there seems to be somebody there who's reaching out to President Trump. And it sounds like President Trump at least believes that there may be some open communication. So what's so brilliant about President Trump is not only is he doing that, on the other hand, he's also doing a parallel path. And he's doing a path where he is also saying, I'm sending more military might to the region. I am sending this elite paratrooping team, the 82nd Airborne. They're on their way there. Maybe it's for Carg Island. Maybe it is also for the Strait of Hormuz, security, whatever it is. But these guys are the best of the best. I've met the 82nd Airborne folks through the years. I did live fire training with them when I was down at Fort Bragg for an assignment years ago. And these guys are fantastic. I mean, they come in the cloak of darkness. They can shoot. They are expert marksmen. These are the ones who do the invasion. These are the ones, remember, who came in during Normandy. So now they're coming in here, and this is a big, big thing. So President Trump, again, parallel paths. He brings in the military might, and then he also says, yeah, I'm open to negotiation. We pounded the heck out of you, and maybe now you're ready to come to the table. So here is President Trump talking about the mystery gift, and I can't wait to hear what all of you think tonight here on the Rita Cosby Show. Do you think it's some sort of opening the waterways? Do you think it's some sort of access to who knows what? Here's President Trump.
Because they're going to make a deal. They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me, we're dealing with the right people.
Is that nuclear related?
No, it wasn't nuclear related. It was oil and gas related, and it was a very nice thing they did. But what it showed me is that we're dealing with the right people. Because, you don't know, because...
You don't know. So you would think, listen, it's still a good thing. He believes that this is something substantive. And yet, if you listen to the Democrats, I have heard some of the worst things I think I have ever heard against America. Because if you're betting against the president of the United States at a time of war, which we're in the throes of this big time, and the stakes couldn't be higher when you're trying to get rid of a fanatical, radical regime. And if you can't support, at that point, support the president of the United States and America with the men and women that are out there on the front lines fighting for our freedom, I don't know what to tell you guys.